Hello everyone. I got a comment on a video recently. They said that someone was saying, sorry, I can't remember the name, um, that I was the only person really that had this view that fruit was basically the same everywhere, and that it's not so vastly different somewhere here in Thailand where it's more tropical than somewhere in the UK or the US or Europe or whatever, and you know maybe I take that a little bit too far, but uh, I think what I hear a lot is people sometimes use it as a reason why they don't eat fruit, and that's not just people from on a fruitarian or raw vegan kind of thing. That's loads of people who say, "Oh, I went on holiday, and I went to Spain or Italy or I went to California or whatever or Thailand, and oh, you should have tasted the fruit there. It was so much better than here." And it's something that people sort of use as a kind of excuse, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I hate supermarket fruit," and they use this phrase like supermarket fruit, like it's somehow it's not grown on trees like other fruits, um, that it's not the same as many other fruits, and so I hear that, and I hear people say, "Well, I'd be raw if I was there, but I'm not raw because I'm here, and there's just no good fruit," you know. And so I've heard these phrases and excuses so many times that I want to emphasize the opposite, which is that if you want to do a raw vegan diet, it doesn't really matter what your environment is, or the weather, or the distance that the fruit traveled before you ate it, or whatever, that that you will find the fruits and the vegetables that you want to eat. And there are many, many advantages to being in Europe, the UK, the US, where there tends to be more variety than in tropical and remote places. Now, if you think of the advantages of being here in Thailand, we get some really high quality fruits. Aubrey found some durian yesterday. I wasn't eating it, but she had some durian. There's chempedak here as well, which is a fruit that a lot of people haven't tried in other parts of the world. There's mangosteen that are really good. There's on and off good pineapple. There's various mangoes that are good, and there's watermelon. There's oranges. There's a little bit of grapes. There's some jackfruit now and again, and then after you get past 6 or 7 fruits, it starts to drop off, and then that's what people see every day. They go to the fruit market, and it's durian, mangoes. Often it's just mangoes, sometimes papaya. It's not that huge a variety, you know. Like regardless of the quality, you might not even want to eat one of those in a particular day. And sometimes the quality isn't amazing or better or whatever. In other parts of Thailand, there might be more variety at different times of the year, but basically it's quite similar each day. And whereas what you get when you go to a supermarket in UK is it's changing almost all the time. New things are coming into season from different parts of the world. There's way more variety. There's way more variety most of the time. Now I don't personally eat a ton of variety all the time, but there tends to be more variety. Um, and I think there's a myth as well that like certain things taste much better over here. Well, the bananas are pretty much the same. They're probably better actually in the UK. The mangoes here are really good, but you know, are they better than Pakistani mangoes that come in summer? Probably not. Are they better than a lot of the other mangoes throughout the year? Yeah, they're probably better, or at least, or maybe slightly better. Um, are the citrus fruits here, the oranges here are really good. So potentially, yeah, potentially those are better. Pineapples are probably better. Um, Watermelon's about the same. Papaya's about the same. Um, but what you do get in the UK, you get more berries, you get more stone fruits, peaches, nectarines, things that come throughout the year. You get the persimmons. You get all manner of different melons that come throughout the year. Um, so you've got a lot of variety as well. On top of that, you've got a lot of variety of vegetables, and you get interesting things like the fresh peas that come now and again, and you know, different parts of Europe you might have fresh sweet corn. Um, you'll have figs in certain places, cherries, uh, all the different berries, all sorts of things. And also you're probably a bit more secure that, you know, there's no contamination on a lot of the produce. There might be in more likely, not even like contamination in the fields, but just within a market, they've sometimes got their fruit here, and then there's some raw meat just hanging nearby, or some raw fish just like hanging up drying. Well, there could be contamination happening, which could be a problem. So there's positives and benefits. My personal choice would usually be, if you were to literally say, right, you've got to live somewhere for a month, we're randomly going to place you somewhere, and you can either have a supermarket beside you from UK, or you can have a Thai stall. I would always choose a supermarket, or a Walmart, or any of these things, personally. So that's my personal choice. Now, the difference, you might say, why don't other people have the same opinion as you? A lot of people aren't on a raw vegan lifestyle 100%. So firstly, they've got reasons as to why they don't do it. Oh, well, I would do it if I had the special fruit in the special place. The truth is they wouldn't. And I've been in here in Thailand for a while. I don't think I've met another person that eats 100% raw diet consistently. Not one person. I mean, there are people here that are on and off and do juice diets now and again, and do fasting and all this stuff and all that, but don't know if I've really met anyone that stays consistently raw vegan. And I think there are people who probably are more raw vegan when they're in other places than when they're here. There's lots of vegan restaurants here, lots of different cooked foods, you know, and the locals all eat cooked food. You know, this idea that when you're in a hot place everyone's eating fruit is just not true. There's plenty of processed food and stuff. So fruit is always a choice, and it doesn't matter where you are, you have to choose to want to eat it. And I always choose the fruit, and I choose raw food, and I really like the lifestyle. I prefer being 100% raw than trying to be 50% or whatever. And I would feel comfortable doing it wherever you are. The reason, if you're not feeling comfortable, it's not the quality of the fruit. It's most likely not. Maybe your expectations are a little bit high as to what that fruit should be like, but it's not really the fruit quality that's the issue, as far as I'm concerned. So that's my thoughts on it. Certainly there are fruits here that are better, but that's not going to make you raw or make you stick to raw. Used to have this conversation with, there was some guys called Sweet Natural Living or something. They live in Norway, and they would say, oh, when we come back to Norway we can't stay on a raw diet because of the fruit. The fruit's not good here. And then I'd say, well, I've been to Norway and different places and the fruit's good there, and they'd say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what really good fruit's like. You know, you've not been to the farms in Thailand and blah blah blah. It's like, well, yeah, I've not, but it's not that much better, you know. And people, there's these kind of durian snobs that whenever you have a piece of durian, they're like, oh yeah, this isn't as good as the real durian, you know. And there's always like some better durian out there somewhere. And then you have that, and they say, oh no, this isn't the good stuff. Like, it's always, I think it's like a lot of things, like taking a drug for the first time. You kind of go, oh, remember that time that it that first time it tasted really good, you know, and they're always trying to relive that. Well, I'm just really grateful for the food that I get, and as long as it's sweet enough to eat, then I'm kind of happy. If it's ripe and sweet enough to eat, it's good for me. Doesn't need to taste magical every time. And you know, you shouldn't be waiting for your food to be like kind of magical tasting and all that. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. If you'd like to watch my presentation on the 3 biggest mistakes people make, I'll put a link down below. And one thing I was going to say was, I've got a book coming out soon, and so I'll be giving you more information about that and where you can get that. And there'll be a lot of stuff going along with it, so there'll be a lot of good information. So just wanted to let you know about that. Anyway, thank you for following. Feel free to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.